Hi, welcome back to our seasonal healing program. We're in one of the last videos of our winter water element season. And one of the things we're going to focus on today is reproductive health. And the water element has to do with that very early life force energy that we get at conception. And so I want to talk about how to have a healthy pregnancy, how to help yourself conceive if you haven't been able to, and how to really take care of yourself prior to that and throughout your pregnancy. So that is part of the water element, like I said, because it is a time of gestation, and even though things are growing, you don't have that active growth stage of birth and new life, and we are gestating in the winter season. And so the conception and pregnancy itself is a water element process, and we want to be able to make sure that our child is having the best possible chance at a healthy body. And so if we're not eating good foods and taking care of ourselves, then we have more likely chance of giving our child a less healthy genetic template to start with. And so we can do all that we can for our own health and to feed our bodies while we're pregnant, then we are going to have a much healthier child with less problems throughout their lives. And that's a great gift that you can give your child. And so to start with, I just want to talk about things to do prior to conceiving to get your body ready for that. So you want to start with just the basics. Regular exercise is really important. Number one, it helps your body sweat and get toxins out. It tones your muscles and your body so that you're better able to prepare to carry a child. Want to get lots of water for the same reason. Flush out those toxins, hydrate yourselves. When you're pregnant, your baby is living in water. You need to have sufficient fluids for that process. And like I said, a healthy diet. So as close to fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds as you can get. If you eat some meat, you want to make sure it's organic. Avoid those meats that have a lot of hormones and other things added to them. And then along with those basics of diet, water, and exercise, you want to add in red raspberry leaf, preferably as a tea. That is the way the body utilizes herbs the best, is in its liquid form and in a tea. And so drinking a lot of red raspberry leaf tea each day, doing this like 3 months up to the point of when you want to conceive, it's a good idea to really have time to prepare your body. But red raspberry leaf tones the female organs, gets them prepared. It is one of the most wonderful female herbs out there. If you can't get yourself to drink the tea, at least take the capsules and get that nutrients into your body. Okay, if there are some problems, if you've had issues with your reproductive health and have struggled to get pregnant in the past, there are a couple of formulas by Dr. Christopher that will help prepare your body, get your reproductive system healthy and your hormones in balance so that you're more likely to conceive. And those are Dr. Christopher's hormonal changes formula. And so this is going to get the hormones in balance, just like it says. And you want to take wheat germ oil with this. If you are worried about wheat germ oil, if you have a wheat sensitivity, that usually is not a problem from the oil. But if you do, you can use evening primrose oil instead. These oils help your body to produce hormones so that the herbs have something to balance. So that is an important thing to take along with the hormonal changes. And then the female reproductive formula, and that is going to help just cleanse, clear out, rebuild, and help to really work with your reproductive system to get it healthy, overcome any problems that are going on there, clear out issues if there have been problems in the past, if you've had endometriosis, if you've had any cysts or things like that. It's going to really help just get circulation going, get rid of problems, build a healthier base for that reproductive system so that you are prepared to carry a child. If you do get pregnant, you don't want to be taking the hormonal changes or the reproductive formula anymore. So Take it prior to conception. Once you know you're pregnant, then stop the herb. So you can do those anyway if you haven't had problems. It's good for everybody, but if you specifically have, then I highly recommend doing those. And it is the regular Dr. Christopher dose, 2 capsules 3 times a day, or 2 dropperfuls of the liquid 3 times a day. Okay, so for the men, preparing for conception, you want to do similar things because you want to be giving healthy sperm to the child as well. So you want to do the exercise, drinking lots of water, eating healthy, and then red raspberry leaf is even a good one for men. So it's also going to help with the reproductive health. And then Dr. Christopher has a male tonic, and this is good overall for men's health at any stage of life. And it also increases libido along with helping balance hormones, helping you have a healthy reproductive system overall. It even has herbs in it for good cardiovascular health and things. It's kind of like a men's multi in an herb form. And so that's a good thing to be taking prior to conception as well. And then, of course, the men's part is done once you conceive. The woman needs to continue to take care of her body once she conceives. And to have a healthy pregnancy, along with what we already said, you want to keep up on the exercise, keep up on drinking lots of water, keep up on the red raspberry leaf tea. Although Dr. Christopher also has a pregnancy tea that's got other things in it, including like alfalfa, that's going to be a nutritive along with the red raspberry to tone and strengthen the uterus and help your body be able to get all the nutrients it needs and be strong and healthy throughout your pregnancy. So either red raspberry leaf or the pregnancy tea. So this protocol was given by Dr. Sandra Ellis. She is a master herbalist, also one of Dr. Christopher's students, and she was a midwife, and she did a lot of home births, and she could see a clear difference between those people who did her protocol and those who didn't, and the kinds of home births that they had. And it was a lot healthier, easier, safer when they would follow these instructions. And so she actually wouldn't do a home birth if they didn't follow these instructions exactly. So, like I said, those basics, and then Dr. Christopher's vital herbs. You can do that, or you can do a superfood greens formula. One of those, the vital herbs, is like the whole food herbal multivitamin, or a super greens food like Dr. Schultz's formula if you want to put it in a smoothie, versus the vital herbs are a capsule, or they also come in a liquid extract. You wanted to be getting a lot of that, so not just one a day. These are like 2-3 times a day, up to 6 3 times a day if you want to be getting high nutrition for your baby. And then the wheat germ oil, you want to do that a tablespoon once or twice a day. That is not only going to help balance the hormones, but that gets into the skin so that it's able to stretch, so you're less likely to tear when you have a baby. And then putting it on your stomach can also reduce stretch marks. And then chlorophyll, this is a blood builder. And so taking 1 to 2 tablespoons of chlorophyll a day is going to help build the blood and build your baby's blood, and also help as far as having high iron in your body throughout your pregnancy so you don't have anemia. And then, so she's recommending 2 quarts of water per day plus 1 quart of the tea, either the raspberry or the pregnancy tea. So you're getting 3 quarts of liquids a day. That's really important for your own health and your baby's. And then with the healthy diet, she recommends getting at least like 50% of your food, making it raw food like your fresh fruits and vegetables, so that you're getting lots of live enzymes to help build this new life. So you want to eat more living foods because you're building a living being in your body. As far as meat goes, she doesn't recommend it, but if you do, no red meat at least, because she's seen that red meat increases bleeding and hemorrhaging in birth and labor. So no red meat, but if you do eat some meat, make sure it's organic. And then some specific exercises for that lower pelvis area. So some pelvic rocks, just rocking forward and backwards with your pelvis. You can do this standing, you can do this on your hands and knees, and that helps the baby to be able to be in the right position, just helps to strengthen your back to carry the baby. And then some Kegel exercises, so that's tightening the muscles where you hold your pee. You just want to hold tight and then let it go, and hold and let it go. And that strengthens that muscle down there with the vaginal birth canal, so that you're stronger there and able to hold the baby up, and less likely to miscarriage because of weak muscles down there. Yeah, let's talk about miscarriage. So if you're someone that has had a history of miscarriages, or you're worried about that, there's an amazing formula that Dr. Christopher put together, just made out of false unicorn and lobelia. And this works with the body, so that if there is any potential miscarriage, if there's spotting, if there's early cramping, like way too soon, you start taking this and it's going to do what the body needs. So if that baby is not going to make it, if it's not alive, it will help the body to abort it in a safe, healthy way. If it's still a viable child and it's alive, that's going to be okay, but your body's having trouble, then it's going to help your body to keep that baby and prevent the miscarriage. So just know that it does what the body needs and what is able to be saved there. So it is something you will only want to take if there is signs of miscarriage. You don't want to take it at any other time. So, but it's one of those emergency herbs that can actually save your pregnancy and prevent miscarriage. That is what we want to do as you are preparing to conceive and carry a baby full term. Okay, we'll see you next time.